look into this one. Super interested to see where we go with maps. There have only been a couple of map wins for Furia thus far this year, and Corrode is going to get picked up very early. Last time we saw Furia play that map, they were locking in this Sage composition.
They've been a fan of that.
Yeah, I was not the biggest fan of that. I think we saw some silliness, some walling people off, some weirdness on that map, to be fair, but it is definitely a very unique look that they have.
For sure, and it is the map they took in their series against 2G. That one ended up going into overtime for them, so it'll be the most comfortable territory, I suppose you could say, to start things off. Ascent coming up after that, of course, for Furia. But for Furia, they can't even lose here on Corrode. They've got a 2-0 this series to keep their hopes alive here. A tall task for them. We'll be watching it closely as we get into agent select now, and Orongo's going to be sticking things out on the stage.
Yeah, that he is. And you see Paula locking up on the Neon there. I think when you're looking at Furia, he has to be a big win condition on that agent. Over for the side of EG, this is one of those rare maps these days where we actually get the Yay chamber to come out, is the solo Sentinel that EG are going to be picking up. I have liked to see Yay picking back onto that role a little bit more in this most recent stage, getting the op back in his hands after so long seemingly away. But both teams, you know, the core of their comp is going to be pretty standard for Corrode with those double smokes type of looks. And really, I think if you're looking at EG today, expectation has to be that this should be a match that they are expected to win. This is a winless team they're playing into. They're 1-3 thus far, but you can kind of cope it, right? They lost to G2, they lost to Sen, they lost to Cloud9. These are good teams, right? These are good teams, and you can start to sell a narrative there. If they can stomp this game, get into playoffs, you know, you look at something a lot more positive for that EG that was just a couple rounds from making Toronto.
G2, the inverse of that. Very confusing.
One of the two.
You know, but he was, what, 30 bomb on that map? Absolutely frying on the pick. Now going up against Furia, where there's not even another chamber on the other side, but it's time for the Samsung match start. You can load up fast with Samsung SSDs as we get things underway here in this series, Furia versus EG.
Yeah, that we do. Taking a look at the map here, it's an EG that, as always, here on Corrode, gonna have to be putting a focus on mid control. They'll be in position to send their Neon up early as it's a fight towards A main for Furia to start.
EG just waiting for things for this mid-smoke to go down before they can continue creeping into the space. Makes things a little bit easier for them. While Furia do hold on to the A main control, it does leave some gaps. Headphones are falling all around, but it's all good. Furia set up for this refight now.
Yeah, but this is well held. Yay for first contact. Derek to swing off a Paranoia in his hand as well.
Oh, but the wall timing cuts Yay off from the rest of the fight, so Derek has to fall back now. Paula gets into the thick of things. Furia already starting to fall down, but this crossfire isn't going to do anything. The Furia players that are wrapping into the back of mid, not in time, so EG will get through easily and plant the spike.
This is now a very brutal position for Furia to play back in from. Two players out of this smoke. Derek there to hold.
No teammates for Derek to swing off of instantly, though. So Orongo manages the first kill. Supermen now also blocked away by the smoke, so these Furia members continue to work on forward now. Getting into the site. But now the crossfires come fully into play. A 2-on-1, a double swing, and EG take the pistol.
The re-clear play there for Furia is what you want to be doing. If you're giving up early mid control, you need to be retaking that space at some point. But the execution, as it often does with Furia, falters a little bit. The Neon's sliding ahead here. You see no one else actually makes it through that Viper wall, and it was only the dog from the Fade to set that play up. So he gets traded out, and then it's EG instead who take a moment to pause, send their own util back through, and suddenly they're at the advantage, fighting back through mid.
Evil Geniuses now switch their attention over to B main, where Furia do have 4 players stacked up and ready to go. Furia found a lot of their success on Corrode, I think, when they're playing more into the mid fights and trying to contest the main space.
Got a little trap here too, Paranoia off contact from Tui's.
But hard to outmatch these guns. Viper wall will slow things down a bit for Evil Geniuses.
NEG, when they're playing this chamber comp, they're super happy to slow the game down, give Ye time to work into mid, set himself up. Because if you can get a chamber deep into mid with, say, a teleport about midway up there, you can walk all the way towards A-Link, all the way deep towards spawn, and cut so many rotates single-handedly, while being safer with that get out of jail than any other agent in the game, pretty much.
Yeah, he's doing a bit of that this round, working into the mid space on his own. Later on, when he gets the op in hand, you'll see him just dominate A or B main on repeat.
Yeah.
It is such a threat as Evil Geniuses work on through. Orongo, as so often is the case in these Furia Corrode games, is just left completely alone on the A site. Chooses to fall back towards spawn and give the information over to his team that the spike's been planted.
Unfortunately, the economy in 2025, too expensive to use Sage rolling around like this.
He's
just
sad.
Gotta save his utility, bought a couple too many Starbucks lattes, and now it's just 5 players trying to flood in with the classics. You're either gonna die to spike or maybe hope to get a pick or two here to deal some damage.
Every shock dart they get out of nature is a win. You know, that's money lost
So true.
for the other Sova.
Thank you, Bogglehead Ender.
Bottlehead.
Boggle.
Boggle. I don't know what you're saying. And, well, these ghosts coming into play, the flank coming in through top mid. Fury are not even going to be able to die to the spike because Icy's got 4 kills.
2 off his ult now. I can't help anytime I see a ghost multi-kill round to just think of Baby Bay.
You're obsessed.
It's polluted. No, it's actually polluted my mind, though. You can't tell me that you didn't also think the same, at least a little bit.
I'm always thinking a little bit of the same.
About Baby Bay?
I can't get him out of my head.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Guns are going to come up for Fury, and I think the thing to watch out for now is how are they using the Sage util? On what time does Orango throw down the wall? How early is he being forced to throw out those slow orbs? Because if you can manage to save that wall for super late in these rounds, it can get a ton of value. But each are going to put a premium on trying to break that early, figure out where that util is set up.
And again, Furia playing a little bit more for main control. Ye taking down to 10 HP. Some nice spam out of Adverso. Really, it's going to come down to Ringo here towards Link. Icy actually ignoring that area for the time being to creep up further into mid.
EG have so much space here, practically uncontested from Furia, and just leave an embed in mid and have a constant threat of a split into either of these sites.
But at some point, there's going to have to be someone to take an angle. First, this drone baits out the Sage wall, which is broken. And at the same time, Superman has been creeping up into A main. This is why EG want to continue pinching in towards the A site. Some information on 2Es and Orongo falling into backside as the paranoia comes on through. The rest of EG scale forward, but it's very reserved. They were hoping to be able to walk back into A and B main. Now that he falls, they've got to continue into A. That means 3 players from Fury already here. First wave utility goes in. The slide on through from Icy. And he's going to manage 2. Almost a third as Adverso taking a little bit low, but he's holding his own. 3 kills for Adverso and the round for Furia.
Adverso locks it up, and the crux of that round is killing the lurk in B main. Like you're saying, EG, it looked like they wanted to leave the option to pressure heavy into A, pull the rotate there, and quick run back through B link to help split into the site with Ye. But as he dies, it's instead a Furia who has rotated to the right site. It's time to set up some nice crossfires, and thanks to them, their substitute hit some great shots to win the round.
Now just 1 off the Nightfall for him. Great position to be in here, heading into a major round for Furia. Again, everything they can get on this defensive side going to be very much to their benefit.
Orango insta-slow orb into A main. EG don't care too much. They're just going to walk into that anyway. And this is going to be seemingly just a pop towards his site, at least to take front A control.
Nice shot out of Icy. He's been having a heater so far.
And that's brutal. Orango was, I think, 1 off the res there. Could have had it this round for later impact. That's your wall gone. And because Furia are playing no info senti, it's brutal when you're down a man because you're always leaving gaps. And in this round, with Heat walk down mid, the entirety of B is gapped. And that's exactly where EG are headed. You
have to leave those openings, take your chances to post on a forward line if you want to play for information. But really, it will come down to the retake. Adverso, without being able to manage a kill, doesn't have a Nightfall available, and Nature's just keeping Furia stuck over on this A site with all this Sova util.
Adverso's walking up alone?
Oh dear. Just on the wide swing. gets absolutely taken apart, and EG have already started moving back towards A. Maybe a mistake for them, as Furia were in rotation into mid.
30 seconds left.
2 kills between Paula and Tui's, as Icy sprints frantically into A main on the same angle. This time Paula bests him, and Furia just melt EG.
This round should have gone so wrong for Furia, losing Adverso in main, but the mid fight successful, and now just Derek with guns primed at his head. Can't do anything more in the round. Furia are gonna tie it up.
It's a bit of, I don't even want to say overthinking from Evil Geniuses, because you have to think of this from EG's POV.
Sure.
You know they have a 5v4 perspective, so it makes sense, like Furia were doing, that Furia stack on one side. It also makes sense that someone's taking a risky timing to peek into main for info, so Adverso just sliding into A main there without a care in the world, dying, makes EG assume that no one else could possibly be on the A side. Surely they're stacked B.
And you also think the same towards mid, right? You're expecting it to be that B stack, so you're comfy using less util to fight mid. Doesn't work out. EG this time, starting towards B. Heat, hearing that drone, forced it back pretty far away. Does have help here.
3 players already in the site for Furia. And Heat getting some spam shots onto Icy. I don't even know how this all happened. A main, Superman went down, and Furia just continued to challenge angles.
Smoke down, Viper Wall gets cycled back up, and EG are completely stalled. They even have a flank getting pushed through on the other side from Tui's.
Yeah, the pistols from EG doing just about nothing right now.
Here.
Now Rez to secure the round. Can't hate that. At some point, EG have to clear behind them.
They could just live in B main.
I don't know if they're gonna live.
Yeah,
Spike
seems more
down,
likely to
B.
die. Spike gets dropped. Wall
Oh,
up at
yeah.
exactly 40 seconds. That's every Sage's dream.
Nice shot out of Derek, but the rest of Furia
30 seconds left.
slips into mid.
He has a gun.
Last player standing.
Yeah, Yaze could get a little something going here. 3 kills for him on the round, but the rest of the team not able to back him up.
Arango feeling thankful he used the res earlier to not have that go down to a one-on-one. Furia do secure it despite a slight heroics at the end there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
just a spam. I'm gonna keep watching this because that's the second round now where an EG lurker has been caught early on an extremity. It was Ye in I think round 3, and then round 5 there it's Supa walking up in the same space. So much, I think even compared to other America's teams, of the game plan for EG is all about calling back into lurks. Their one big thing is get Supa on a lurk, get Ye on the lurk, sometimes it's Derek depending on the map, and giving yourself these options to pivot late round. Nature loves doing it, so win condition for Furia is going to be continuing to flush those lurks out, get those early picks.
Yeah, general game plan from Evil Geniuses. Play these slow rounds until the enemy team falls asleep, and then somehow you've won.
Yeah, you walk into the site and they're resting, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hotti's going to call a timeout here. This feels fairly early. They've only lost, you know, 1.5 gun rounds kind of in this one.
Did you show your work on that math?
Did I show my, what is this, like a 5th grade math test?
Yeah,
I'm
how did you get,
considering-
they've lost 1.5 rounds.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could
no,
lose half a round
gun
in battle.
rounds, because 5 was a real gun round kind of.
Was it?
No, I'm sorry, 4 was a real gun round, and 3
I feel
was
like you're
a
doing
half.
propaganda right now, and I
Just
feel like
trust
I'm being
me.
like, just
It's
trust
true.
you? Okay.
Okay, in truth, they've lost 3 rounds, but they're going to have weapons up now. Ye's going to have his ult online as well. I wouldn't have hated to see him not buy a rifle and use Tour de Force for a little better econ here, but it matters not. Just means it'll be a lot later in the half that he's actually able to buy an op on attack, which he likes to do.
Maybe it speaks to a quicker round out of Evil Geniuses, not wanting to play for his lurks, instead getting into this mid space early. They've got a Hunter's Fury for Nature to play with, and our Omen players just have Paranoias in hand, ready for any sort of fight to break out.
Furia doesn't break the trademark in B main, but they do get a very forward embed there. They're going to have great info, just gapping mid right now.
Adverso keeps going on these forward lines. And it's allowed to rotate from Paula.
Paula will have a paranoia to set him up, but not a lot of potential to trade as Ye creeps into Adverso's angle.
He dominated G2 in main control.
How deep does Icy go here?
No one's really looking at him. And Furia, remember, no Senti. Their mid is a major gap. A players now have to be worried about potential wrap back behind them into the site.
Yeah, that was a defender smoke getting thrown over towards A as IC manages to use that Viper wall to get out, and so too does the lurk over towards B.
Let's check on Furia, their resting heart rate. Are they falling asleep? Unclear. Well, they're blinded up. That's going to be the first problem. Now the util into the site, and 2 easy kills. I don't even know about this reposition from Tui's. No, EG were just too quick there.
And yeah, he's still holding mid. Might have a catch on to Paula.
Comes straight into his crosshair. Yeah, he's tempered in his approach. As long as he's alive, Furia have to constantly be worried about their 6.
Him just existing is more important than getting the kill, because his teammates have a great crossfire to lock Paula out, and Furia know it. They're not going for this round.
See, Paula's like turning around. He's like, surely if I bait some shots here, Ye's gonna activate. But no, this guy's so patient. And it pays off.
Pick such a good timing to activate. And this round's going to tie the game for EG, no contest. Just a question of if Furia get to keep any more of these guns. Tui's is going to run for his life. That TP starting to the eyes of nature.
If you're allowed 2 shots versus Ye, you better not miss them, because you are instantly going to be on the receiving end after that.
That was a tough one for Furia, because it looked like they were set up in successful positions, having the Viper Orb and a Link, 2 players crossfired there, but the first just gets spammed through the smoke by Derek that you see there, and then this is honestly just a whiff from Heat, not getting the kill onto the diving Neon, and that's just a catastrophe for the round. Losing those 2, no way to defend A. All your rotates are getting cut by Ye, and round's over, simple as that.
This is where I get more and more concerned for Furia if they don't have answers into the mid-fight. Because even if EG were to slow it down or not get those kills, there'd still be so many options for them.
Well, it looks like they are fighting mid this time, but EG's looking towards B instead.
EG keeping things flexible, mixing it up, but even showing aggro here. Fury have 3 players already rotated into the site.
Fury, dart combo ready to go for nature.
Holding on to this for when the wall drops, but Ye's already out of the picture. And now the paranoia, the util to get on in here. Fury just facing down the center of the line. Pollock secures the first, but Zupa snuck into the corner. Arango's there to take him down. This 5 hit into B is a complete catastrophe for Evil Geniuses. Now they're walled away.
Yeah, Icy dies early. The player who had just TP'd into elbow getting caught out as well, and what was a very big investment for EG not only gets shut down, but now Evil Geniuses locked out by a Sage Wall in their face.
So these B main hits, EG have tried a few of them. They haven't really gone so well, or they've been stalled out by a rotate of a Sage Wall, whatnot. But they've also just been dying through this B main smoke multiple times when they've gone for it.
Yeah, trying to hit through a Viper Wall is so hard, even if you are Neon, because you're going to have 2 or 3 players, because in this round, Furia took early mid control. They had 3 players rotated in, all spamming the smoke together, and you know, the volume of fire is just too much to safely get out in any realistic world.
Do you think it's something where the hit... okay.
Ask your question.
Or the hit might actually work if they get to play the 5 hit as intended, or maybe it's a bit ill-advised?
I think the biggest issue with that round was that was the round where Furia actually fought mid-control, so they had the insta-rotate from the Neon. If, say, it was just the Viper here holding and didn't have the same level of teammates on standby, and for example, that fade up in heaven with the Odin, it could have been a different round, and Neon could have actually broken out. You have the double TP from the Omen, and that becomes really overwhelming. But with the fast rotate, it doesn't work out, and here again, Furia have 3 players stacked on the right side as EG looks to hit A.
But this one's going to be a brawl. This isn't spamming through smoke. This is Paula getting into the thick of things with some support. Early wave come on through. Derek's in the corner, all blinded up, gets the trade for his teammate, and Verso drops 2. And now Tui's wants to hightail it out of here. Has done good to stay alive and create some threat left on this site.
But because they fought so far forward, there's still time for Furia to bunker into the site. However, the teammates, they're rotating back through CT instead, so this is only Tui's to hold.
And EG taking things very slowly, contacting up, has allowed this timing to creep up now. Tui's fighting on site as Derek wins in A main. Are you joking? Orango almost dropped 2. So things are all even 2-on-2.
EG are going to flip the map. They'll fight towards CT, but that res changes the calculus. Now they're more worried about the 2 players approaching from main.
And Tui's has wrapped back around into mid. He wants to group back up with his teammate EG, taking the aggro line. Great peek out of them. Exactly what they needed. And now for the one-on-one, Tui's to save the round for Fury. Around the corner, shut down by Supa.
And EG hold on. They navigated that really well. Furia thought that EG would go with that initial plan and fight into the solo player towards CT. Adverso not looking the right way as he rounds that corner and allows EG to trade out favorably and get back into a round. It could have gone very wrong with that res coming through.
I may have overpeaked in a main. Oh god.
Just a little.
It's entirely possible.
Some have said.
Can we just delete the tape and then Potter will never know?
Yeah.
It's not like she's watching the game right
Don't tell her.
Don't
Wipe
tell
her
her.
memory.
Just a Men in Black.
Yeah. Furia back to the little mid-fight. Haunt to go past the wall. The Neon walking up.
Also a little fight because they've got the little guns. Or a
Yes.
little classic. Although the actual guns in mid are the big boys.
Yeah, they have 3 of them, so
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if your analogy really works.
I was trying something. We're gonna work on that. Bring it back next week, maybe.
It's only Orongo holding on A, but there's a nice paranoia line from mid to help him out if they want to use that. Support's going to be far away, though. Just that Neon and the Omen running in through.
Nature expecting someone to be in here. Has some assistance on the way. But Tui's is still holding a paranoia. There's a Haunt. The setup from Furia is good to set up Paula for success. And now zipping out from it, but Supa holding the line. It's falling apart for Furia. Got over-eager, went for the active play themselves. And now, somehow hold these lines. It's not going to happen. They're decimated, and those were the guns, Mimi.
I think they were just trying to go off timing. I would have liked to see them wait for the drone and activate off that. But now instead, 2 players left. Orango just getting danced on 2 shots, though. That's good, but it shouldn't be enough to win this round unless he can do something miraculous in the 1v3.
Spike planted.
Should be a gun for him to find somewhere in mid.
EG's holding it, though. He can pick up, what is that? It is a Phantom, top mid, so he's got something. But EG looks very aware of this. Have Nature on a reposition. I don't think you clear this close left off angle.
Well, I mean, Nature clears himself, thankfully for Heat. Now this is the brutal one. Although Ye not in a great position to swing. All right, Heat's not looking at him. I was trying to spin a web of lies there. Imagine a world where Fury could take the round, but EG hold it down.
Now EG are really rich. The ults are starting to snowball. And that fight into mid off timing, looking a little misguided. EG, it reminds me a lot of the pistol round, honestly, where Furia picked their timing to go, but there's not quite enough utility to actually support the player swinging in, and instead it's just Neon sacrificing himself for the cause and dying, and then, okay, now we can't go aggro, and then EG fights back in with Util, and round's over.
Yeah, because they had the Haunt that was broken, so they knew someone was in mid.
Yeah.
They knew someone was on the corner that Paula was swinging, but...
And I wonder if in their head they were like, it's Ye on a lurk here and we want to flush him out, if that was the thought process to go, but it ends up being a lot of players.
Even if it is, I think Paula could even handle those players coming in from the A side of the map when he's got a paranoia helping out. The issue was that there was the lurk of Supa on the left-hand side, and that's what he's not looking at. That's what no one can actually help protect him on the angle, because the guy that would protect him is the one that's blinding.
The players on the right side didn't even fully get hit, though. They stepped back from the blind and were able to repost on the angle in time to help contest there. Guns are here for Furia. That was just a bit of a half-by round that they were trying to make something of. They'll have more to work with here. Instead of fighting into mid, they're going to go back to that B main look off the Neon's contact, have a paranoia ready to be thrown. But EG, Operation Bully Sage over towards A. It continues to be a go.
Yeah, maybe some kind of a fake Sova idea. If there's an early drone, maybe tag for a Hunter's Fury and make it look like it could be a B angle. Hard to say for sure. Right now, EG, while they were geared up for something quick in A, are certainly taking their time.
I think part of it is just figuring out where this Viper's Pit was going to go down.
Oh, that's cute. So they put down the chamber teleport. They also use an Omen TP to make Heat be like, hold on, there's 2 different players in main. They're probably setting up to pinch in and fight me. Well, the team's regrouped a little bit more for B and mid.
Furia are holding their setup, though. 3 lean towards B just to contain deep in A link. Mid is a pretty large gap right now. And Icy's walking right into it.
And yet going for the turbo lurks all the way through defender spawn. takes so long that you rarely see teams actually look for it.
Suba has heard Paula posturing up here. And he'll back away as a reaction. They want to split into A, maybe circumvent that pit, or at least threaten it, and Pole rotates off B.
And now it's been long enough that Adversa wants to come back into spawn, clear things out. They know there's players in top mid, and now an ultimate into heaven. Derek joins the fight. Currently waiting for Adversa to come in on the rotate, smokes himself off, so the rest of his team has the support up from heaven. Nicely played out of Derek, even though he eventually falls. 2 for 1 is a brilliant look from him.
Heat is going to be so far. Adversa with the haunt ready to go.
And now a pit and a post. Adversa and Rango have to get it all done themselves. But Icy on the corner in a good spot. Tucked away. Hitting up and now on the reposition. Fury have no clean way to work back in. So they take their time. Spam out the common positions. Icy's in yet another cringe corner. He is not looking the right way. That is sharp from Icy. Adversa's going to be forced on the save.
Yeah, look at this setup is so hard to play into. Icy is literally just a sacrifice, fighting up in B main. Everyone else is just chilling out, waiting for him to buy that time with the Viper's pit to work with, or into the B site rather, I should say, for Icy there. And that's EG now up 6-4. They've started to take control after slowing down this game just a bit. And this play was so good from Derek.
He's getting seized.
One enemy remaining.
Pressured from the back as well.
And I love that he knows the player is coming from CT to fight him. He
I got away
throws
with
up that
murder.
smoke.
Yes, he did.
And that gives him
Arrest
just
this
enough
man!
time.
He admitted to the crime. Take him away, officer. You're the officer
You're too
now.
Skyrim coded. Stop right there, criminal scum.
You violated. That's Oblivion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You watch yourself. Not on my watch. You're not going to confuse the two. Anyways, back into Valorant.
Yeah, a little fake TP to threaten that the Omen got across A main as Fury go back to their 1-3-1, walk Neon into mid look.
Paul's looked pretty good this game. Setting him up. Certainly way to turn the tides here.
Tides update, not turning.
No, it's a low tide actually.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about the moon and what that meant, because maybe I could build on that. But
Isn't it crazy that it like pulls the water and that's the tides?
yeah,
Anyways.
the moon is OP actually. We gotta nerf that thing.
Yeah, well, that was the only gun that Fury had, and it's unrecoverable in mid. Icy's made sure of that.
I like to call these freestyle rounds from Furia. It's like, okay, Heat, you do your own thing in B main. Adversa's gonna run around and spawn, have a good time. And then we'll figure it out ourselves on A, who knows? Who knows how it goes down?
The pick yourself up by your bootstraps round on A.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a little bit of support up top the wall. Arago was watched, and
Yeah.
well, because of that same wall, his team could really swing.
Well, the important thing about the freestyle round
30
is that
seconds
everyone
left.
has to do it their own. Otherwise, you know,
Remaining.
It wouldn't be freestyle.
it wouldn't be freestyle.
Yeah, this is the easiest round for EG to win after getting just a spam pick onto the Neon mid.
The last round of the half is really what our eyes are going to be on. Importantly, EG have no real chance of getting any ults online, but Verso will have the Nightfall.
You will.
Retake possibility strong for Furia. That means sort of two things. Either one, you play a super weak side of the map and heavy fight on the other, or you can continue to play more of the fast rotates through mid and just full stall out in the chokes, which I feel like I'm kind of more of a fan of.
I am too. I think this entire game has been make or break on if Furia can actually hold on to mid control.
Yeah.
Because the rounds that they've taken it early, and you think of those like EG site hits on A and B that were just getting completely thwarted, that was because Paula took early space, they had those instant rotates, and they could cut down EG as they ran through the smokes. The round where EG have taken their time and re-cleared mid before going into a split push, it's been so much harder for the Furia anchors to get any value. So you see them go back to that look. The Omen on the A side this time, the Neon's still ready to fight up into mid.
Yaster with the op.
And made us wait till round 12 to see it.
Wanted to keep the fans waiting, a little bit in suspense. But some well-timed slow orbs. Gonna
like
stop
the-
EG from popping.
B main walk from Heat. EG, they've never shown a like B main fight into reset look. It's only ever been hard B. So if you don't hear something early, you can expect that it's just a yay lurk.
Which is weird, because Ye hasn't actually gone aggro onto the B-Lurk at all this game, when it was such a signature move.
Well, you say that.
Versus G2, and that's why, now that he finally has the operator, this is how he likes to play with the gun. I remember the same round in the same position, he took down Valen over there, and yeah, there you go. Valen, it's all the same to him, doesn't matter at all. EG wins out in the fight mid at the same time.
It's a lot of space to take for EG. They'll back away now, and with Ye walked all the way deep into the B site, they're happy to waltz their way back into that one.
This is the worst case scenario for Furia, playing low numbers.
Super.
But they wanted to play for the ultimates. Now the Nightfall's gone. You can't go for the reclear like this, not like this. 3 for Supa and 8-4 half for EG.
Super makes it look easy, mops up in mid, getting every kill there, and that is 5 rounds in a row, 1 for Evil Geniuses. This had the looks of a closer half, with Furia stringing some stuff together, holding onto those sites when they could take mid control, but latter part of this half was EG dominating that space, finding the exact lurks they wanted, and looking way better in the team play.
Well, Furia gonna have a few moments to think about things before we get ready for the second half. We'll see you in a few.
Thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick? I'd suggest a classic cat eye. Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
Furia trail by 4 at the half, and for a reminder on what this means for them, yes, they are currently sitting 0-4 in the standings, but the year wouldn't technically be over if they managed a 2-0. Now, it still wouldn't be in their control, but that means they have to come back to keep those chances even remotely alive here. Mimi, as we get ready for the second half, what are we looking at?
Yeah, for EG, this has been a great recovery for them after losing those first couple rounds to now come up 8-4, and the biggest success, I think, for them has been Icy. He looked great on the entries, on these re-clear plays, and looking ahead at their defense. A lot of the focus is going to be on Ye being alone or with one other friend on a weak side, and forward fighting or re-clear plays off of Icy. Those two guys are the name of the game for EG's defenses. Furia going to be, or A main rather, early on here.
Yeah, forget 1v1s for Furia. Let's just 5-hit the site. Great paranoia from Derek. Slows this down considerably. A nice shot from him as well. But Ye is still over in the corner of Yard. Nature's rotated into the fight as well. Paul sliding around like a maniac.
Good night, Ye.
Has now set up Furia nicely in the post plant. They can turn all their attention in towards Yard with this Sage Wall closing away the CT angle.
They smoke off Yard, so it'll just be a crossfire in the site instead. These are still very strong complementary positions. They have a Viper Wall to help out as well. This is a dream post plant for Furia.
And Icy with a stun. The close corner here. Taking his time, stun in. Orango gets in front of him, but taken out of the picture. Paula with 3. There's been a monster in this pistol, keeping hopes alive for Furia. So it'd certainly be a good start to the half. Nate with a chance to stop that right here, right now. With the utility in his face, the time ticking away. And this is going to be going Furia's way. There's no chance for Nature to get back onto the spike. 3 is all he'll get here. Furia win a much-needed pistol.
And when you think about Furia's comp, you do have to say that on the attack side, the biggest win condition is just getting into post plants with your Sage.
Yeah.
Because what does the Sage do for you in a default? I don't know, you can throw it slower, basically nothing, right?
You can heal your teammates after they take a fight, Mimi.
So true.
Once every 7 rounds, revive them.
Yes. Well, that is actually good, but the other part doesn't really do anything. all of the strength of that agent comes into getting the spike down, simplifying the map, and having slow orbs to help out. If EG can chip them down in the mid-round and win on attrition, then it really works against their win conditions.
Yeah. And on the low buys too, the wall insanely OP. EG just gave up on shooting it down.
Yeah.
That's how much health it has versus classics. Similar story here for EG. A couple of sheriffs is all they've got.
I see just solo postured in B main.
Yeah.
Leaves the rest of EG to set up in mid.
Catch them.
Dude, Derek's thighs have to be killing him with all the jump peaks. Yeah, he gave up. He's like, I'm actually just gonna jiggle now. I can't handle it.
Okay, unironically, you're saying his thighs are gonna be doing the silent jump peak. It's actually tough. Yay though. Difficult to hold that angle. Gets his, gets out.
Nice, he's crept forward in B main as well.
Oh, the timing.
Oh man, he right into the thick of it. But now without A main control, Furia under pressure. These two players isolated away.
Tui's is walking into Ye instead of going safely through mid with his team.
What should have been such a simple round for Furia is starting to look risky, and it's all on Ye. 3 kills for him. There's a wall to back of Fury. That protects them.
Another 1v1 for Ye.
Can't keep letting him get away with it. 4 kills for the Chamber. And now Adverso in a 1-on-3. Wrap it up. That is not how that was supposed to go down.
After being in a, already being down there, they give 2 straight up 1v1s to Ye, and when you're swinging into him holding a line with the Headhunter, that's exactly his dream scenario. Gets those 2 picks, and it's just trivial to win out against his solo Adverso on site. Furia had their chance, and they've squandered it. Potter's happy.
Added to the Ye highlight reel package.
Ye's happy. I'm a little mad, but it's okay. We move
You're
on.
getting over it?
I'm getting over it.
Yeah, the tough thing now is Furia, they kind of want to buy something, give themselves a chance, but they know how much losing that cost them.
A Stinger half armor is what they have managed to muster.
Now the inevitable spam battle into mid. Paula's not wasting any time. It's
Dartbreakers.
on one hand respectable, on the other looking to be the makings of a massacre.
Enemy mark.
It's EG, a reposition, 3 players ready to fight here. Ye into the thick of things. Spells disaster for Furia.
He doesn't even have his TP here. He's just overconfident, not a care in the world.
Spike down.
What is it?
mid.
Okay, his crosshair
One
placement there
enemy
is
remaining.
insane. He did not move a muscle. He just simply left clicked.
Quick break.
Yeah. Playing putt-putt saves the zoo. Point-and-click adventure game.
He's a multi-esport talent, this
Yeah.
EA guy.
That's that land crosshair placement you
Wait,
can
look
do.
at this again. He's just still.
That's so sick.
Down mid. One
Respect.
I am
Spike mid.
sorry, we could not.
Thank you again, Derek. Your comms are beautiful, bro.
So kind.
That's a good spot.
So respectful.
Yeah. So humble.
Yes.
You know? Gets back-to-back 3Ks, and it's not him. It's all calm.
Now he has the
Or
tour de force.
Derek.
Calm.
Calm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to defend
Did
myself.
the C's land on the ceiling?
I was distracted by my own ineptitude.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to be in charge of calling out all other forms of it.
We'll move on. They've used a pretty good early volley of util here for Furia. They reset. It's going to be just a B re-hit with the Fade ult, but EG are suspicious. They have mid control, so rotates will be fast. They have Supa in a tight corner, and Icy in a complementary position with the stun.
So what you're saying is this could go very poorly for Furia.
That's exactly what I'm
And
saying.
this is the most important round of their season right now.
Some have said.
Lose this, you're broken.
Supa
Nightfall
has a pocket,
sent in. Can they clear Supa? He's stunned.
but they're not following up
They're
yet.
not in the sight even, Mimi. The Nightfall sees nothing. The Prowler is not looking at Supa, but he
whiffs.
pulls off. What is going on? Now there's a wall on site. It's mayhem. Ye's into the party.
down B.
It's a 3-on-3, I suppose we can say. Make it a 3-on-2.
30 seconds left.
Paula doing nice work there. I don't understand what's happening. There's a Sage wall in the middle of everything, blocking nothing off, and yeah, it's EG winning the round.
Icy looking like Mr. Gorbachev. makes his way out of CT, gets 2 kills when it's not really the trades there. That is...
Did he break down? He kind of just walked around the wall, it looked like to me.
I thought he broke a section.
I'm not convinced the wall was all the way forward. No.
No, there would have been a 5th, but
Okay.
there's only 3 sections. Surely there would have been a 4th.
Okay. I'm slandering, and I rescind the statement. Okay.
Thank you.
Potter really liked that play.
Yeah. Furia timeout.
Because like we were talking about before the hit came down, that now means we're sitting on around 3,000 credits per player over in the Fury camp.
Now what can you buy with 3,000 credits, Christine?
Oh, you can buy a Vandal no armor.
I think they'll do that, yeah.
You like that? I kind of like Vandal no armor.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Because
what I would
all you
buy
have to
here.
do is headshot the other player before they headshot you.
Thank
Because,
you.
okay, think about it like this. Now I'm confusing Derek and Ye. What is happening? I was saying, Derek's also good.
They're both chamber players.
Ye is only tapping people in the head, right? So why are you buying armor? Armor is actually a waste of an investment for Furia. This makes sense. Icy's gotten off, I'll tell you that. So again, armor is just a waste of money.
I don't think that's what they're talking about in this timeout.
I really think they should be talking about this. You could save $1,000 every round.
You could save 1,000
Get
credits
down
or
payment
more.
on a home, you know, get a...
Not in California.
Not in California, yeah, that's true. But on Corrode? I feel like rent can't be that high on Corrode.
It's literally a castle.
Yeah, but castles are falling apart. You can buy castles pretty cheap.
They will, like, certain places in Europe, you can just, like, get a free castle.
that's what I'm
just 'cause
saying.
maintenance is horrific.
I think we should buy a castle and then run champs out of that.
But that would actually be sick.
That would be so fire. Just find Corrode in the real world, and that's where we're having the event.
This round's important, though, for Furia. They have the Neon ult ready to go. They have a Sage res to rip as well. And Icy, with the Operator, is ready to contest it all in A.
Waiting for his moment. Thinks it's now. It takes the timing shot, but here we go. Paula into the site. Ultimate ripped already. He's gonna have to do a lot of work for Fury to keep their hopes alive here. Into the corner. Icy can't see anything, and he's still challenging. He's just a little bit silly. And now the EG players, 4 moving through mid right now. Still stalled away at the choke point. Nice C's out of Adverso. We'll stall the advance.
Oh, what happened with Heat? He was just postured in front of that smoke. It's caught by the spam. There's a res, but Orengo has no way to use it.
No chance for that. And EG gonna take their time. They know that EA will eventually activate. The linchpin of the round.
This paranoia is going to be fat. No, Inverto dodges it.
There's some wriggle room that Supa's found to get around the poison. Now Orengo takes out Ye. A 2-on-1, nice shot from Paula. And Furia take the round.
There you go for Furia. A highlight of the struggles of this map and how the Sage does help you a bit. Once you have that site, if you're fully forcing the defenders to come through one choke and you have Viper Gas and Omen Smoke cycling, it's almost impossible to win on those retakes. There's a replay of that first kill. So this was a 4-on-5 post plant, but they end up winning. Thanks in part to that choke point they had to hold with all of the retakers coming through.
Also, I just think the patience and the good utility at the start to push Icy away from the angle, not get spam shot by the op.
For sure.
Paula quickly moves into B main, but a lot of times we've seen Furia do this. They don't immediately accelerate. They threaten the space. That pulls some rotates and maybe opens up angles.
Have Furia contested mid once this half that you can remember?
I'm running through the numbers.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say no.
EG have had super fast rotates. I want to see them re-clearing. That's what they're walking back towards, but Icy, with the support of the Odin from range, could make this troublesome.
It's moments like this, I fear I have the memory of a goldfish. Furia kind of hoping the EG have the same, continuing to look for the main fights, but have done no work to push away the forward posting in mid.
Yeah, something to think about. If you're playing Viper on this map, most people throw a wall like this, but you should make sure you leave that little pocket that Icy is in, and also the little pocket on B.
To dodge util?
Yeah, those are really nice to have 2 positions off one wall where you can dodge fade util.
Well,
anyways, Ye on the line.
Yeah, they beat the op in the previous round. This time, though, Ye is a different animal. Yeah, 1 kill for him. Quick res, though, but he's on the line once more. Never one to shy away quickly. Now he has some teammates to support him, but the Sage wall this time is different around. Blocking off the mid-rotate. EG ignore it once again, but Ye is still fighting out on sight.
And no help for Paula. And now down a player yet again. Icy has the ult to rip on this retake. And Yay! Takes down another player.
It's the A3K show, and it's on an infinite loop. As he falls, the rest of Evil Geniuses work their way into the site. Two E's. Some beautiful shots out of him, but now it's just Heat. This smoke, awkward for him to play in, especially with Derek in the corner, and Derek crouches under the spray. EG take the round and are one away, taking Furia out of it entirely.
Map point secured. And EG just looked really clean on that retake. It all comes back to Ye. Paula postures up, tries to contest against the Opera, and Adverso makes exactly the same mistake. And it's little mistakes like that that I think have been the crux of Furia's year. Getting into even winning positions, and then you go slightly too far on an angle, someone dies, and then the next player's up to try and make a play, and these rounds just snowball out of control. This whole season has been a snowball for Furia. They're getting to the bottom of the hill.
Furia, last chance for them here, really.
Finally an early mid-fight. But EG was happy to give this space a very deep trademark from the chamber. And Ye solo holding B main means a re-clear play is possible.
My eyes are on Paula here. He's had a good day so far. Last chance to make an impact for Furia. But they're taking their sweet time. Not really doing anything, waiting for maybe a hunt to reset. But the patience.
Adverso in main.
Maybe what kills them. This offline from Icy. There is no chance anyone clears him, and they don't. And now the Hunter's Fury 2 just has added distraction, getting up in the face of Furia.
Adverso could have a timing, walking into B main now, but Ye looks back to check.
When there's a chance of an op on the angle, Adverso's just not going to take that, not with a stinger.
But if they go away, they're walking into two players holding that cross.
EG hear the Omen ult stuck into A main. They know 2E's is low.
Supa's taking the fight, one-on-one.
I mean, he's trying to smoke for his teammate. Of course this kill's gonna work out from Supa. Gets another. And now Orengo is down and out. Furia bested, knocked out, and EG take Corrode.
Furia got a couple rounds rolling at the start of this game, but once EG got their feet under them, this was dominant. 13-6 in the end. Ye looking good on the op. A nice showing as well from Icy with some of the entries on the attacking side. And, well, I think this is exactly what you would have expected and what EG would have wanted.